This Netflix comedy film apparently depicts Jesus as a gay person, bringing home a gay lover. This has been widely condemned, and as of this recording, over 2 million complaints have been received. Obviously, the production crew and cast have defended their work, citing freedom of expression, freedom of speech and artistic licence. Under normal circumstances, I would completely agree with them. But of course, at this moment in time, things are far from normal.
So, Karen, is it really a big deal here? I mean, it's Christmas time. Should this be taken in the spirit it was intended? First of all, what do you think about this? People are calling for this ban, especially in Brazil, where they say it's offending basically 80%, 86% of the population that are devout Catholics.
Yeah, 120 million people, 86% of the population. I mean, I don't know what this Brazilian comedy troupe is thinking with offending the audience that they're going after. It's just wrong. It's disgracing Christmas. It's disgracing a major religion for that country. And it's just making a joke out of a really sacred holiday for many Catholics and many Christians around the world. And I think it just goes too far. You know, you can be funny without offending everyone.
Well, the guy that plays Jesus in this film wrote a satirical newspaper column afterwards. Is certainly not perturbed by this at all. He said, getting offended, we'll leave that to me, fellas. When I don't like something, I leave. I'm grown up. Not that simple, though, when you're talking about religion, is it?
Oh, well, first and foremost, what this is the greatest marketing ploy to take some second-rate, two-bit comedy and now elevate it internationally. Look, if you don't like something, don't watch it. But I just want to add one caveat, just one. I'm all for letting people see this, so long as Netflix and the makers of this particular tour de force can look me in the eye and say they will consider or see nothing wrong with making a joke about Muhammad or Abraham or any other religion. If you can do that, or conversely, if you let me and perhaps my colleague here do something that's satirically funny about gay or trans people, if you let me do that, and if you just apply this broad brush, then we've got a deal. Otherwise, this is the biggest ploy we're falling for. Nobody would have watched this piece of garbage.
But look at the publicity now.
But we are now. But to answer your question, if you don't like something, seriously, if you don't like something, have we not learned? Don't watch it. The way to kill something commercially is just don't patronize it. You've just handed them a success. Do you not see what's happening? Not you, but I mean you, the royal you. Come on, haven't we learned by now?
As well as the 2 million complaints, the offices of the production company responsible for the special has recently been firebombed with a Molotov cocktail. Nobody was injured during the attack, and a security guard managed to put the fire out with an extinguisher. Looking at some of the comments on the IMDb was quite interesting. This guy says mocking Christians is easy. These guys are funny, like watching Mel Brooks or Monty Python. It's a shame that people let their beliefs get in the way of their sense of humour. And if you enjoy The Life of Brian, you will also enjoy The First Temptation of Christ. And speaking of The Life of Brian, the Monty Python team also had their share of criticism.
Matthias, son of Deuteronomy of Gath?
Well, I say yes.
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 Here in New York City, Monty Python's Life of Brian had its world premiere, and Americans have come from far and wide to see it. Not to watch the film, but to protest against it. I'm going to ask them why.
This film is disgusting. Enough with the stereotypes, and it's not funny. How is this funny?
I'd like to say it's morally repugnant, and also kill the blacks.
Yeah, I agree with him. Except that bit about killing black people, obviously, that's not cool.
The controversy surrounding The Life of Brian prompted a heated debate with Malcolm Muggeridge, the Bishop of Southwark, John Cleese and Michael Palin.
Well, it's not supposed to be about him, so people shouldn't go and see it to learn
that it's not about him.
I'm not being dishonest. I mean, I
don't believe utterly dishonest, my dear.
Right, Malcolm. I mean, 400 years ago, we would have been burnt for this film. Now, I'm suggesting that we've made an advance.
And I'm suggesting...
But there's nothing in this little squalid number that could possibly affect anybody. And in that sense, I give you this point. I give you this point that there's nothing in this film that could possibly destroy anybody's genuine faith. That I grant you absolutely not, because it's much too 10th rate for that. But
Of course, if you're going to compare these two films, it should be noted that Jesus does appear in The Life of Brian twice, and both times treated with the utmost respect.
How blessed are the sorrowful! They shall find consolation. How blessed are those of gentle spirit! They shall have the earth for their possession. How blessed are those who hunger and thirst!
For me, the most interesting thing that came out of this debate was a comment that Malcolm Muggeridge made. And don't forget, this is way back in 1979.
That if you'd made that film about Muhammad, you see, there would have been an absolute hullabaloo in this country, because all the sort of the racial, anti-racialist people would have risen up in their might. The same people who would approve of this and would have said this is quite disgraceful. And behind people's minds would be the thought of maybe they might lose a bit of oil, you know.
So what would happen if somebody suggested that the Islamic God was gay? Well, Lauren Southern found out the hard way.
So we're just here, Luke, to challenge these far-right misconceptions that Islam is homophobic. I hope you enjoy it.
That's very offensive. Why would it be very offensive? Why could it be? Yeah, it is offensive.
Guys, you know, you can't take it.
Why can't I have this?
Because it's offensive. I've had 3 or 4 people come up.
Because
people.
Yeah, I find it offensive. I find it very.
I'm offended that people think that Allah's not for gay people as well. That Allah's not for trans people as well.
That's not
Allah is a gay guy.
That's not what you're saying on there.
Allah is a gay guy.
That's not what you're saying on there, is it?
That is deceiving. To it.
I'm taking offence to what people are saying to me here.
It constitutes a public order offence, okay, and I cannot allow you to display these out here. Okay, people are coming up to us and telling us that it's offensive, and we're potentially going to have a situation on our hands, okay, where people are going to start becoming injured, okay.
People are going to get injured.
Because people are taking offence to what you're saying. And what you're displaying, people are telling me is offensive and they're taking offence to it, okay. Therefore, for your safety and for the safety of everybody else, okay, to prevent any public order offences from occurring or taking place, I need you to remove these from your desk, hand them over to me, and you cannot display them or dish them out. Committing a public order offence, okay. And I'm concerned that if you continue to display these, okay, not only your safety but the safety of other members of the public will be at risk, and I cannot allow you to display these.
This stunt by Lauren Southern was swiftly brought to a halt for her own safety. She was later completely banned from the UK. So why would I support a ban on this Netflix special? Well, as Malcolm Muggeridge pointed out earlier, there isn't a level playing field, and hasn't been for the last 40 years. Until we can sort this out, I think we should afford Christianity the same respect and protection as any other religion. And why not? This is a Christian country, and there are many devout Christians amongst us, like this lovely lady from Scotland who sings to Jesus before work.
I'm off to work now.